Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today I'm going to be working on stage 15 of the Moomin house. Here are the parts, and what we have is a couple of frame pieces. This is, well, what it is it's actually the first door for the house. So we got a couple frame pieces. We got door panels, the handles, the door knobs, very small, and then some more frame pieces, a top, a bottom, and a middle frame. The top and the bottom are pretty much the same. Well, no, actually, there's good difference between them. They're pretty much different sizes. And we get our next figure. Go ahead and get rid of this. By the way, as I always do, I'm keeping this because it's got good reservoirs for super glue. We get our next figure, which is Moomin Ancestor, or the Ancestor. You can see the fact that he looks a little bit like Moomin, but he's really small. So let me set him over here. So what it says to do is lay these parts out. The middle rail, you can see grooves on the top and the bottom, the top rail, and the bottom rail. You have to make sure well, actually it doesn't matter which side you put it on, I'm sure, because it's reversible. But on the one of the side rails, you can see there's a pinhole, and then the other side rail has the door handle holes. That one I'm going to need to knock out a little bit. They didn't go all the way through. The pinholes are to let the door actually operate. Okay, so let me note the orientation should be on the lower part of the post. Let me go ahead and get this pushed through right now. Get it cleaned out to where I can actually get the door handle in there. Just take a little bit of sand, or not sand, but a file. And then it says to make sure that the door handle is on the lower portion. It's close to the center, but it's on the lower portion. So let me set that there, and then set that there. Glue the tab. And so it's pretty straightforward. Part 6, yeah, the bottom rail. And because I'm going to be staining this, it's going to be really, really important that I do not have too much glue or have glue come out of the groove, so that I don't have the problem of it not taking stain. So I'm going to set this in here like this. It says to apply glue to the tab. I'm applying it to the instead to the trench. Hopefully that will work. Go ahead and put glue all the way along here. Might not work because it doesn't appear to be grabbing. I'm going to put glue all the way along the groove. Put a little bit extra in here so that it will actually reach the sides. And it is white glue, so it may take a little bit longer to cure, to actually hold in place. Let me put some in this groove. Again, I got a little bit much down there, so let me spread it down. I don't think, yeah, the door panels are identical, so they'll just push in like that. set this down so it'll start to set up maybe a little bit. That's the top rail. This is the middle rail. I'm going to go ahead and add glue to both the top and bottom of the rail, or the, not the rail, but of the grooves. Like I said, I'm doing my best not to get glue outside of the grooves. So I'll slide this in here like this. Come on, go in that groove. It's actually starting to hold a little bit now. Since I already have glue on the top and the both rails, I should be able to slide this one in here without any problem. I really think it's important you use white glue instead of super glue. You could use super glue, it would grab a lot quicker. However, it takes stain so much hard. It's so much harder to put stain or paint over super glue. So do the top rail here. Slide it on, making sure to capture the door panel. So that's how it looks right now. And now the only thing left is to put this side on. The only thing left on gluing the parts together. So add some glue in here. Biggest places that it really needs to be is going to be the top rail, top and the bottom rails, holding them in place. I need to have it pretty much on the whole thing, but the door panels are not going to be as key. There's a little bit of, ran a little bit over. Make sure the door handle, the hole for the door handle is on the lower side. Make sure everything is pretty much squared up. And there is how the door looks right now. So I'm going to pause and let this dry for about 20 minutes or so before I do anything else. That way I don't have issues trying to, well, when I'm staining it, I don't have issues with it falling apart. So I will be back in a couple seconds for you, a few minutes, about 20 minutes for me. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. I'm just checking. There's no real rough edges. A little bit of gouging back here. Hang on. Oops, wrong side. And this is very fine grit sanding sponge. 1000 grit. Just enough to take the rough edges off. What I have here is some golden oak stain. I think that should be a good color for this door. I know I've got something around here. There we go. Use the back side of some tweezers to pop this open. A lot of times I'll use a sponge to apply this. I have some sponge brushes. I'm just going to use an acid brush real quick and see how this looks. And that's not too bad. I want to get it down into all the crevices as much as possible. And I would rather stain then paint, because I like the wood grain to come through. And once it's on there, you want to wipe off the excess, because I believe stain keeps working until you take it off or it dries. I like the look of that. I think that looks really nice. Nice little oak door inside the Moomin house. You need to do all the edges because you're going to be able to see. The only thing you're not going to see is the curved edge. It's towards my hand right now. And it will stain your skin as well, so make sure if you use stain to use gloves. Just liberally apply it. Nice thing about stain is it soaks in and dries pretty quick. Unlike paint, where paint you may, depending on the paint, you may have to wait 20 minutes for it to dry so you can do anything else with it. Get these last edges. Then just pat dry all around. That, anybody who's curious, that was Eric pinging me on Facebook. We've been chatting this morning. A little bit still here. And so there's the door. Looks a little bit darker on this panel, but it's not. I like the look of that door. I'm going to set it on here. Close this up. That's the other thing too, is that stain tends to be good forever, whereas acrylic paint will go bad. And then since I was using an acid brush, I'll just throw it away. They're really cheap. They're like $1 for 20 or 30. It's probably like $10 for 50 or so. So let me pause while I let that completely dry, and we will come back in a couple of minutes. Okay, the last thing to do on the door, get these out, is to insert the pins, or not the pins, the door handles. They're really tiny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I just push them in, if they appear that they're going to hold on their own. And I think push fit should work. Nobody's going to be grabbing them. I don't think I need to glue them. Although I do need to grab this one by the tweezers to get it to go in there. I've actually got them pushed completely against each other. That's just about centered on the door. And so now there's my door. And it's going to go into one of the walls. It's going to go into the wall on the between a couple of the rooms. And it's rather interesting because the book 14, when I put the roof beams in, it said you would be attaching the roof, or not the roof, the ceiling beams in. It said you would be attaching the wall in the next issue. I looked through, it's issue 29 where the wall finally gets attached. But there's the door, first door. I like this. This is kind of cool. Having a good time with it. I hope you're enjoying it. And what they said to do is to mix 1 part brown, 5 parts water, and just a dab of black. And literally, they made this almost the same color door as I did. But I used stain that I happen to have on hand. 1mm, some instructions on how to build a box. I have a box for the parts as I store them. So that's all there is to do in this stage. It is coming along. Got a door. Going to be starting to work on the basement and the base of the kit. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say for this video. I lose my train of thought sometimes because I got multiple things going on. So with that, I'm going to say like and subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. On Friday afternoon or Friday evenings, we have a group live stream. Sunday afternoon, same thing. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day today. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you on the next video.